My name is Leanne and I'm pastor at Mount Hamilton Baptist Church.
And I'm Dallas Friesen, and I am also a pastor at Mount Hamilton Baptist Church.
Legacy for Ministry is a program and a system through the Baptist Church, through the Baptists of Ontario and Quebec, where people can plan for the future and what will happen with their estate after they're gone so that people can give back to ministry and God's work.
One of the neat things that Legacy for Ministry does is that it gives a family an opportunity to think through what they want to do with their estate and with thinking through the legacy they want to live for their family members. And what's really neat is to see how when you begin a conversation like that, it opens up other opportunities for other dialogue and other discussions, and can help people think through their own life and what they want to do, as well as the financial part, and provide some opportunity for their children, but also for ministries. And that's exciting when people start to see how what they have, their legacy can have kingdom effect and kingdom impact.
I think Legacy for Ministry benefits churches in a number of ways. First of all, it really allows people to be presented with those questions of what they're going to do with their estate after they pass away. It gives people the freedom and the opportunity to really think about what's important to them in a way that then can give back to the church. So of course there's the very tangible result that we see the church and God's work receiving financial blessings from these givings. But as well, when those questions are put towards the church, you see people asking bigger questions about what matters to them, asking questions about what they want their finances to do even now, and often we see changes in how people start to give now. I also think it benefits the church in a practical way when someone does pass away and there's all the difficult questions that the family and church members are asking about what we do now and what should happen next. And we know the answer because the family has been able to clearly state, the individual's been able to clearly state what matters to them. And then that makes the whole grieving process so much easier. The Legacy for Ministry program has caused our family, my husband and I, personally to stop and assess what we want to do. We were reminded of things that were important, like looking after our will, because we have a small child, and also asking those questions again, what we want, and being clear that others know that. I think because of that, we then were also felt so much better equipped to help other people ask those questions. So as people in ministry, we were also able to encourage other people to do that and understand more the process that needs to happen as people are preparing for their own deaths.
Having been exposed to Legacy for Ministry in numerous seminars, I've taken the very practical steps of getting a will done, having discussions with my wife and with some of our other family members as to what we wanted to see happen. And so it's helped us give clarity of thought and actually put plans down on paper, and of course dealing with the will and that kind of thing to help us out on those kind of matters.
Our family all lives out of province. Should we choose an executor who is local or use a family member although they live far away?
In my opinion, the most appropriate person to choose as an executor, there are a number of criteria that you should look at. Number one, obviously, is trust, because that person is going to be handling your estate, is going to be handling finances, perhaps a great deal of money, ensuring that beneficiaries receive their residuary beneficiaries or benefits, and also with respect to trust funds that have to be invested. Secondly, you should choose a person who is your age or perhaps younger, on the basis that that person is going to outlive you. In the event that you were to choose a person or persons that were considerably older than you are, the chances are that they may predecease you, in which case you would then have to have another will drawn up unless you had an alternative executor named in the will. I think those are the two most important features of selecting an executor. From the viewpoint of choosing someone who may be local or may be living out of the province, it's not necessarily that beneficial to pick someone who is local. Obviously, from a convenience standpoint, it would be better to have someone local, but someone who lives outside the province, as long as they live in Canada, the Dominion of Canada, and our Canadian citizen can certainly act as an executor. And with the electronic emails that we have today, together with faxes, it doesn't really pose itself as a problem.
Is there a way that our family is able to argue the things that we have chosen, and are there things we can do to prevent that?
An individual can contest any portion of a will, including the nomination of a person to be a guardian of any infants in the will. In order to contest the validity of the will, they must show to the court's satisfaction on a balance of probabilities that the testator, the person who made the will, was either not mentally competent in order to make the will and sign the will, or was under some sort of duress in exercising his options in the will.